In this section of Love Your Lettering, we're talking about adding color to our lettering. For this technique, you'll want to start with a soft lead drawing pencil. I'm using a Tombow pencil because it erases fairly cleanly. Start by drawing in your word. The first style I'll use is cursive. I'm pressing a little heavy so that you can see what I'm doing, but when you're sketching out your first draft, you'll want to go a little bit lighter and weight those downstrokes, just like the technique we used for faux calligraphy. Once you're satisfied with the layout and the finished styling of each letter, go ahead and grab your favorite pen and trace these outlines. Once you're finished tracing over all of the outlines, you're going to want to give your ink a little bit of time to dry before you start erasing. While I'm waiting for the ink to set, I'll go ahead and write another word, this time using print. Now I'm ready to erase, and I like using the white plastic erasers for a nice clean finish. A word to the wise, put your hands around the section that you're going to be erasing so that the eraser doesn't pull and crumple the paper. I've been there before, and it's really frustrating to have your piece get all crumpled. I'm also going to draw in a third word to show another technique for coloring. This style combines a very whimsical hand with the faux calligraphy technique. Now it's time to start coloring. The colored pencils I recommend are the Tombow recycled pencils or Eragotin art pencils. One of the features that makes these unique is that the colored core is adhered to the wood, which means that that soft lead is less likely to break from within the pencil. In this first word, I'm just coloring solidly into the wide downstrokes. The soft colored lead can be layered on top of itself a couple times for a more intense color. The next coloring technique is an ombre effect. To get this effect, I color lightly from the bottom towards the top, stopping about 2/3 of the way up. Once I've laid color down on each of the letters, I'll go back over each one from the base up to darken the color as it hits the baseline. You can see the difference between the solid coloring and the ombre effect. Now we'll have a little fun with color. I've chosen a few bright and vibrant colors that I'm going to blend throughout each letter. I'm starting with the lightest color down at the base, coloring from the base up, getting lighter as I go. With the next color, I'm going to begin by layering it over the end of the last color, and then getting darker as I go up. The third color then gets layered on top of that and blended down. Each stroke that you make is going to blend the colors a little bit more. Sometimes going back over your blended area with a light color helps to bring out the blending and get rid of some of the pencil marks. For my last color, I'm starting at the top and working my way down to the previous color. The very top is going to be the darkest area of the purple, so I'll go over that a couple of times to make it more vibrant and bold. I'll color in each finial with the color that matches the layer that it's near. You can go over any part that you want to be a little bit more vibrant. You can add more dimension to your piece by adding drop shadows. I'm using the gray colored pencil and deciding my light source. For drop shadows, you want to maintain consistent positioning. On these letters, I'm doing the drop shadows on the outer right side of each letter. I'm starting with a soft gray shadow and then making it a little bolder under the pieces that are the wider downstrokes. If you'd like to make the whole letter look like it's floating above the piece, then you'll add shadows underneath all directions of the letter. You'll start to see the difference I'm talking about with the drop shadow under the U and the overall shadow under the N. You can see the blending of the 4 different colors on these letters. Find out more about this whole series at creatively.com/loveyourlettering.